Welcome to yoga, beginning in Sukta, lying down position with your knees bent. To rest your back, to release your hips. Come into the moment. So if anyone else is joining in or is still kind of getting ready, that if you're ready, and when you're ready, come to your back with your knees bent. As our settling practice today, just arrange your body so that your shoulder blades are free underneath you, they're into your back. And then making no effort, but just allowing your spine to be gently long. So attention to your head position. Back to life with evenness. Palms to the sky, let your hands relax. Feet rest upon the earth. Our bony structure can hold us here. Relax your eyes. Let us lift our hands together in front and rub them together. This is called cricket rubs in children's yoga. Love that. Cricket rubs make that little sound, create a little friction and warmth. And then rest over your eyes, covering them, letting your brain have a little darkness. Softening around your eye sockets, your forehead, your temples, eyes and ears. Part of the practice is letting go. Letting go of what came before, what comes after. Just finding now. Gently resting your hands upon your face. When that feels complete, let your arms open back up. Bringing them out this time to a T outside the shoulders. And you may bend your elbows, keeping your hands on the floor. Just bend them up into that cactus arm shape for a nice open heart. Letting the breath focus right into your heart center. If you'd like to give your thymus a little gentle tapping, looping the fingers together. One of your hands just to thump your sternum. Encouraging wellness and tapping into your heart center. And release and just be present with any sensation. The main idea here is to soften. 5 more breaths, about that time of 5 breaths. I recently had someone compliment me on actually counting 5 breaths when I teach. We have plenty of time, not too much. Has your breath started to deepen yet? Invite it to. Listen for it, create a little sound with it. One more time, expand ribcage, breathe deeply in. Breathe deeply out. This time, let your low ribs come together and create a hollowness in your belly. So just anchor into the belly center, navel towards the spine. Breathe again, move it up into the ribcage. Exhale, anchor to the belly center. You can use a hand or hands for feedback there, or just use your brain. One more time. Breath is up in the ribs. Back rib cage too. Feel yourself breathe all directions. Exhale. The breath goes down, finishes up into the belly. So it goes down to the root and comes up to the navel center. Breathe breath. Make your way up to seated position. Take a little time. I'm going to come up and There's someone who escaped my mute button pressing. So I'm just gonna do that. Welcome those who have joined us since we started. Just finishing up on the back and coming to seated. I forgot one of those buttons today. Just take your time to come to seated. Be patient with yourself if going slowly as we begin is hard. If you want to get moving, if you have a sense of that, focus on groundedness, stillness as you arrange into your own comfortable, easy seat. Take your arms out straight, hold onto your knees, sit tall, tuck your chin towards your chest, breathe deeply, relax your eyes. Practicing that anchor into the belly center on the exhales twice more. Giant inhales, whatever that is for you. Allows for a nice big exhale. And the finish of the exhales into the belly. One more time. Go slowly with your breath. Move from fullness to emptiness with slowness. With your eyes closed, feel your navel center, that in and up action, Uddiyana Bandha. And relax. Reach up your arms, spread your fingers, lift your shoulders, lengthen your waist. Exhale, relax your hands down into your heart center. Let everything relax down. Settle your shoulders down in your rib cage and bring your forehead towards your fingertips. There's our physical component of holding our bodies with compassion, just the right place for our bodies in the moment. There's the breath component, finding a rhythm. Learning how to breathe deeply and calmly, no matter what we are presented with. And there's also what's in our hearts and what's in our heads. Yoga honors all of that, meets us where we are. It is a complete practice. Feel complete with that and bring your hands to Pranamasana, where we press the hands. You should feel your armpits activating here, all the way around to the spine behind you. Elbows lifted, hands pressed. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Release your hands. Feel that vibration. Release your legs so that both knees are turned over towards the left side of your mat. So just stacking your legs. And it's okay to feel a little uncentered here. We're going to take our arms over to the side like we do in infinity pose for an open belly look back twist. Variation of Bharavajasana pose. 5 breaths. Rotating your spine. Don't collapse into your shoulders in this pose. Stay lifted like you're an upward dog. One more deep breath. And release to center. Balance on your sacrum for a moment. Just playful. Catch your balance. And then release your feet down. Over to the other side. Arranging, this can look a lot of different ways. Just arrange your legs so your knees are both headed towards the right, and then bring your arms around for support. Let your belly turn in this twist. Let it be soft and long. Look back to any degree. Breathe 5 slow times. The vibration of the breath through your nose with sound helps us become victorious over our running thoughts Let your logical brain focus on your body. One more breath. When it's complete, excuse me, please come back to center. Let's go ahead and come to tabletop or a few waves of cat and cow. Remember your outward spiraling hands so that your shoulders go externally as well and you have space for your neck to be long. Ground the tops of your feet, gaze towards your nose, big breath in. The low back is pretty flat for cow spine. It's mostly that heart forward, gaze forward. Cat is a big roundness, so let yourself tuck deeply, chin and tail. Inhale, extend forward. We're warming up for plank pose. Press your hands. Exhale, tuck and round. So little energy is on our support of our hands and feet, and then the spine is most of the energy here of awareness. 2 more waves each way. Round, 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 press your hands. Bring your heels towards your hips. So lift your feet, tug your toes under, walk back for soul stretch. Stop at any point or reset your toes as needed. So we're gonna do a compassionate foot stretch. Whatever walking back is for you, you can come to your legs with your hands or not. Soften. This is a pose to add that element of softness. Also challenging yourselves to stay when things are a little bit challenging. Our brain's like, get out of here. Oh, it's okay. Just stay in the right place. One more breath. Carefully and slowly walk back out, releasing your feet and coming back to child's pose slowly. Drape your arms, let your shoulders relax. Grounding your brain, breath in the back of your body. Once more, feel that back breath, side breath. Exhale to center. Come out to your bellies using your forearm position, hands together, woven or flat. You dive your hands out in front of you so you have space to lift. Bring back your legs. You can move through forearm plank pose or just go to your belly. Come on down. I think I'll try to come back to forearm plank at some point. Don't worry, I may forget. Walk out your arms. Reach through each leg one at a time. Think 3-leg dog with that reach. Do it again with your legs. Lift and reach. Straight legs. Straight legs. And relax and center. Readiness. Reach your right arm and left leg straight and away from each other. 5 breaths. You may feel some strength across the back of your body. Doesn't have to be high. This might be another pose where you either need to add a little effort or to soften. Which do you think you need? Zero judgment, just observing ourselves. One more breath, give it a little energy, don't hold back. Relax, release. Pull down arms, turn your head to the right and rest. Shoulders off your ears. Draw them down your body. Goes rolling out. Everything softens. Spend time in those soft places so that when we need to ask for softness, we know what to do. Other side, opposite reaching on the belly. Head neutral, just a long neck, reach. So especially in your leg, try not to overgrip your muscles. Just try to be straight and reaching. Calf muscles pretty relaxed here. Just one more time. Add energy, don't hold back. Sometimes it's just a thinking more. Exhale, soft. Bring down your hands and shoulders, turn your head the other way, 5 breaths while soft on the belly. So our gazing is very important, knowing yourself, knowing if closed eyes makes your brain active, try not to close them, try to just keep them soft. If closing is calming to your brain, it's okay to use closing sometimes. One more exhale. Follow your inhale energy to Cobra Pose. Zip up the legs and feet. Externally rotate your shoulders and hands and hug your elbows into your sides. Gently lifting your chest off the floor. For 1. This is more of a lengthener of the front body than a back bend. About your psoas in the front of your pelvis lengthening here. Softly ride the waves of breath and gaze down at your nose. Once more. Relax, release. Inhale, a determined forward press into the floor. Hug your elbows, peel up your belly. Tuck your toes or not, pull back to quarter dog, puppy dog pose. Let's give a little tail wag, hips move around a little bit. Settle towards your heels, bring down your head, but lift your elbows and armpits. Deep breathing. One more exhale, try to lengthen your tail away from your hands. Inhale, there's a pulling action with the arms pulling back towards the knees for cow spine. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose. Give yourself a little time here to find your way in. So the hands and shoulders are very important to have that external alignment. Bring down your head. Push your hands and straighten your arms. And then move your awareness to your belly, finding uplift in the low belly. And if you would like to join me in walking out the legs on this first one, bend your right knee a little bit. Release, bend your left knee. Side to side, walk out the legs. Take any excess effort out of the pose, whether it's in your hands or your face. Even out, both heels get a chance to go once more. And then both heels reach at the same time. 3 more breaths. Really let your head drop in this pose. If I could see you better, I would see your deep breathing. I would see your rib cage. Don't hold back with your breath. Begin to walk your feet towards your hands. Get to a point where you need to stop and pick up your hands and continue your journey to the top of your mat. Fold slowly forward with a forward tilt in the pelvis, the knees softened as needed. Feel that one breath, calm. Look at your feet, press into them, bend your knees a little bit and stand up, catching your pelvis with your hands. A moment for hair and clothing adjustments as needed, and just finding an open feeling in the rib cage and shoulders, standing up, just a little freedom here. Where do you feel any tension? A little shimmy. And when you're ready to be still, bring your hands to your heart and just focus on being still. Let your arms open wide to catch the sun, inhaling. Rise to the balls of your feet a little bit if that's fun. Exhale into forward folds. Transition the arms, catch the back of your legs and guide yourself forward to your own degree. Hands around to the front of your legs, extend your spine. Lengthen through the back of your head and neck. Briefly suspend your breath. Bring down your hands. Exhale, right leg back, left leg back. Palakasana, plank pose. Nice and straight. Maybe your knees come down. If you're straining at all and you want to just lift your hips a little higher, that can ease it. A little work is good. 5 breaths. Press. Firm your thighs, lift them up. Uddiyana Bandha is a given. 3. Warmth. 4. Determination. 1 more breath. And exhale, downward dog for rest. Fine to take down the knees. If you are newer to plank pose, building strength there, need more of a rest. This practice is designed to encourage you to get a little bit stronger each time. Or just to stay consistent, and that's fine also. Sometimes we need a little more, sometimes we need a little less. Bend your knees. Step forward towards your hands, halfway lift pose. Fold forward, exhale slowly. Inhale, rise and reach. Exhale, hands into the sides of your body so that your shoulders are rolled back. Let's roll the shoulders back and down a few times just to give them some freedom. Acknowledge them. Roll on forward too. See how that feels. And then a couple back strokes. You can spread your legs a little wider so you have that freedom. A little playful. Imagine yourself in the water. 1 more time each side. Backstroke, backstroke. Return to mountain pose. Feel your energy. Let your fingers weave together and inhale, press up to the sky. Let your back rib cage lift, not just the front. Release your hands, leave them behind your back. Draw them down. And bend forward carefully. Bend your knees. Straighten your knees once you come forward, and you may release your arms away or keep them at your back. You can also hold your elbows. 5 breaths. Work where you feel good. Stretching your chest. 1 more exhale. Bend your knees, bring your arms back to your body and release them to the floor. Left leg back first, then the right. Left knee to the ground. Right foot behind, Vasisthasana, side plank pose. It's okay to work with both hands if you need it. Maybe to lift your top leg if that's manageable. 5 breaths. Open heart, open hand. Steady your eyes. 1 more breath. Don't hold back. Release to center. Child's pose. Walk it out to the right side with both arms. 5 breaths. One more time. See if you can lengthen from your fingers to your hip a little bit more. Go on that left side. And relax, release. Vasisthasana, second side, time to set up. So we have this same position we used for downward dog, upward dog, plank, side plank, all same. So we want to have our, come to the side with your right knee on the floor, the right foot planted, left leg behind that foot down, reaching up. So my shoulder's behind my hand, but it can be over the hand as well. Lift your back, lift your top leg up if you want to add a little something. Or not. One more time. Breathe deeply. Coming down to our child's pose. With the walk out of the arms. Head down, second side. Fourth breath. And the fifth one. Turning to center, rise up to kneeling position. Crossing your right ankle over your left. If you need to slide your blanket under your knees, you can do that. Cross ankle kneeling pose. Adding the right elbow underneath the left eagle pose. You may take the shoulder hug position instead. Feels good. Add a chin tuck. Start there and then wrap it up if you feel like it, lifting your elbows. Maybe bring your pelvis forward a little bit. 5 breaths. By about the third one, we start to settle in. Just the right amount of all these sensations. One more breath in your body. Release your arms if they've lifted, and let's come out to a tabletop with a lion's breath. Inhale. Release tension. Back up to kneeling for the second side. Press your other ankle on top. Just a moment to find that balance. Other elbow underneath. Hug. Wrap. Lift the elbows gently. Ribs lift. Pelvis forward a little bit. 5. 4. We have a curious attitude, so we are interested in the sensations, so we can pay attention. Do the right amount, feels positive. One more exhale, release your elbows. Unwind. Downward dog, 1 breath. Shift forward to your hands and back to your feet. Flowing downward dog, forward and back a few times. Out to a short plank and back to downward dog. Once more. Shift forward, shift back. Walk back this time. Just to mix it up, build strength. Bend your knees as needed. Fold in. 5 breaths. Forward fold. If you want to catch your feet with your hands underneath or hold your elbows, do your favorite. But I've observed in this one recently how it's like you're holding onto your feet with your hands, not just stepping on your hands. So give it a try if you like. Let your knees bend to accommodate that position. Exhale for 1. Uplift in the low belly, hollows out. Release your entire back body, soles of feet to top of head. 1 more deep breath all the way through emptiness. Release your hands one at a time. And stand up with care. We're always strengthening our legs when we stand. Reach up your arms, breathe in once more, spread your fingers. Exhale, heart center. Rest your hands into your heart, arms into your body. We don't usually step forward into high lunge. Let's give it a try. So stepping forward with your right leg. Let's work your legs wide enough from each other until you can bend your knee over your ankle and then pivot to the toes, the ball of the foot. Reach your arms out to the sides and Lower your knee towards the floor, the back knee a few times. Just pulse. One more exhale, low, release your arms. Angle your back heel and lean and reach into extended side ankle pose. A moment to refine, and then we'll count. Exhale for 3. One more time. Breathe out, create a little more length. Maybe a little more turn of your heart towards the sky. And then release. Turning towards that left side of your mat a little bit for extended triangle pose. Reaching up and down. Radiating from the belly center. Do you need some tail tuck energy in the spine? So you don't want to overly extend your low back. You want to have some grounded energy there. Let your eyes go side to the sky. One more breath. Follow inhale, come up. Release back to the back of your mat for the other side. So it's an interesting ask. We always do it the other way. So just coming out to high lunge. For me, that is just working my feet apart. This is also something I don't usually practice, coming into it that way. Let your knee find the bend and then pivot to your toes. Follow your foot. Reach your arms out. Lift and lower your back knee a little bit a few times. So if you bring down your heel into that warrior A, that can help you catch your balance if you need it. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release your arms, angle your back heel towards the earth. Lean and reach, extended side ankle pose. A little focus on that heart turning towards the sky. Gather your fingers. Steady your eyes, elbow or hand. Let your mind observe your feet without looking. Just let them release any excess gripping. One more breath. Breathe in, rise up to triangle pose. So move from where you are, exploring that reach up and down, side stretching position. Nice long neck. Check in with your tailbone. Another thing that we cannot see, even if we're looking back there. So we just have to experience it with our awareness. Think about it. Mind-body practice. One more. Exhale, navel strong. Inhale, rise. And turn to wide parallel feet facing to the right side. Let's do the prasarita lunge, where we let the right knee bend out towards the toes. And release. Left knee towards the toes. So we're not doing what I call side lunge, where we angle our foot towards the corner, but this is wide parallel feet lunging. Go back and forth a few times, all the way up to standing. Don't hold back on how low you go into that bend. Press it out. One more set on each side. And let's come back to the first side for a hold. You want to change, maybe bring your hands to your bent knee or the floor, and you could pivot your back foot and do the heel lift if you wish. Chaturanga arms. If your hands are down, hug the elbows in. One more breath out. Over to the other side. You can come up and explore where that is on this side. Rest on the bent leg, maybe hands down or block. Nice long neck so energy flows through the spine. Pivot, lift the back toes if you want. 5 breaths. Just one more exhalation. And release to wide forward fold. Finishing our standing practice. Last breath. Belly up, head down. Inhale to stand up. We will flow to the floor. We do our sun poses one more time. Inhale, sky. Exhale, earth. Inhale, horizon. And a readiness position to exhale and go back. Adding your elbow bend or for chaturanga. Or stay in plank. 3. This is just beginning chaturanga, just learning to dip your elbows. 4, 5. Press back to downward dog. And then bring your knees down, cross your ankles, and sit down. You may spin off to one side instead if that is more suitable for your joints and bones and all the parts of you. Come to seated position and just feel the energy shift immediately. If you want to prop a blanket under your seat, you may. Sasana, knee head pose, fold in your right leg. Open it to the side. Here, challenge you to open to 90 degrees. Eventually, may not be today, but that's keep going until you are out there. And then this rotation and lengthening out over the straight leg. Come to your own sweet spot. Rest your head down. Draw your belly back and breathe deeply. Experience how everything is connected. Sometimes our sensations give us a nice example of that. Our sense of it. Rising up and revolving this pose, taking the straight leg a little wider out and side bending towards your straight leg. A little focus on turning your heart towards the sky. Draw back your toes towards you because eventually you want to try to catch that foot with one or both of your hands. Find your own sweet spot. 2. This might be one you need to soften a little bit. Is it? Or are you holding back? One more breath out. Follow the end of that breath to release. Back to Dandasana. Centering. Second side, Janushirasana A and Parivrita, the revolved version. Work on your 90-degree opening out. Nice tall spine as you come out and down. Breathe 5 times. So eyes steady. Sometimes we'll take an internal gaze at the space between your eyebrows, or the tip of the nose, wherever you are facing. One more exhalation in this position. Then give yourself time to come up. Just breathe freely as you come up. Open your straight leg out. And when you are ready, explore side bending. Keeping your shoulders off your ears, especially that top arm, shoulder down as you let the arm curl overhead. You add some of that heart towards the sky energy. If you're working deeply, add a measure of softness. Imagine yourself resting on your belly. Calm your breath. One more time. And exhale allows us to ground and anchor into Uddiyana Bandha to come out with some support from your core. And optional if you're restless to do an up dog, down dog, or if you want to stretch out your legs or just come back to seated. So flow through if you want and then return to seated for fire legs pose. Attempting to stop our shins. So just work by bringing easy pose away from your hips, your feet out. Start to work the feet out towards the knees. You may pick up your outer leg and bring it on top. Do not strain your knees at all. Brightening your feet can protect your knees. So we are stretching from our hips. Think about hips here. Choose to stay or to give it some forward energy. Soften your eyes. Feel the light surround you. How good it feels to be still. To be very focused. Focusing on taking care of your body. Steady breathing. Spaciousness in your mind. One more exhale. When it's complete, carefully release your leg. Other side. So letting your other leg come out first. Bring your feet away. Feet out towards the knees. Stop at any point. It's your body, your practice. Practice is the teacher. A little forward hinge or a big one or none, it's okay. Your hands can go where they feel supportive to you. 5 slow breaths, meditative. Softening around your hips. Naturally quite grounded in our seated position. One more breath. Carefully ease out, release your legs into wide, easy legs. Turn back your fingers and lean back into your arms with your heart lifted. So the arm support here as you release across your hips and release through your legs and feet. Bring softness. Go still. Walk your hands one at a time a little closer so you're more upright and then release them. If you'd like to put on your socks or your long sleeves, it's already time to come down to the floor all the way. Bring with you your props, have them available for resting. Just a moment here for self-care. Cover your back. In your own time. You may resist lying back if you enjoy that practice. So we return to bridge pose for a moment and make sure your head is centered and no props. Press your feet, lift up. Refine. So you get a nice uplift and work your shoulders underneath your back one at a time so that you can interlace your hands. Maybe do the other way that you don't usually do just to mix it up because we did this earlier. Probably interlace the first way. And lift your hips. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Keep your head centered. 5 breaths. Try to let this feel good in your body. A nice counter pose to a lot of our life positions. 3. Don't hold back on lifting your hips. Create strength around your hips. Nice uplift. 4. One more breath. Press your legs straighter. And then exhale, slowly come down. Let your arms come away. Bring your spine down. And release. Make sure if your head kind of pulls in when you release your spine, lengthen your neck back out. Bring in your knees. Ananda Balasana. Happy baby. We all seem to know what this one is. So it can look a lot of ways though. So just a 2 knees in position, maybe wide knees. If you have your feet, you can draw your knees down on either side of your torso. 5 slow breaths. Becomes a meditation upon holding the correct place in your body so you can breathe. Or check in for this last breath. Are you holding back? Do you need to soften? Apply whatever brings balance to your pose. So it feels just right at the end. Thank you, body. Release down. Straighten out your legs to release your hips all the way. Bring your arms by your sides and arrange so you're in mountain pose on your back. So your shoulder blades are underneath you. Low back, your upper back is spreading. Hands grounded, toes draw back. Practicing the grounding into the belly breaths a few times. Ribcage breath, breathe in. Exhale, feel the breath come to the center. Add a little muscular effort, toning into the low belly, squeeze out the breath. Again, inhale, ribcage grows, all directions. Exhale, it comes to the center, the low floating ribs. It's like you're trying to knit that area together. One more time. The body's active entirely. Anchored into that belly center. Lift up your legs, maybe your knees need to bend. So if you want to instigate the lift, use your hands, low belly strength, lift up if it doesn't strain. It's okay if it's hard. Bend your knees to come up if you need to. And let's give an option here to stay with legs up. You can elevate your pelvis a little bit on your hands. Or to come up and into plow pose. Adding the interlaced finger position if you would like. Keep your head centered. It's okay if you don't lift your legs all the way back. They can be part way. Just listen to your spine. Cause no harm. Forward fold. Wait, what? It's a strange forward fold, but it's a forward fold. One more breath. Just be content with where you are and release your spine slowly down if it's lifted, or bring your knees to your chest. If they're just up in the air, that's all fine. Come over to the left side of your body, stacking up your legs-ish. And feeling free to add support between. I do this toe prop. I use my toes to help me keep space. But if you have your blanket or a block you want to use, you can do that. Let's do the open like a book version. Lift your head off the floor, hands together. Open your top arm like a book, bring your head to the floor. And breathe deeply, relax, 5 breaths. New perspective. How is that anchoring in the belly feeling? Yeah, so our practice teaches us to find that center, our power center, place where we get stuff done. One more breath. Return your head to center and then changing sides. So just take care of yourself to find that 2 knees stacked-ish position on the second side of your body, adding support between your legs if you need it. And by ish, I mean just create a shape that works. Reach up your arms over to the open like a book. Lift your head up, hands together, open like a book. Bring your head down gently. That builds your core strength. And relax. Gaze down your nose. Bring a light, half resting smile to your face and let yourself enjoy the peace. That light smile helps, especially when something feels good. It will elevate your mood. Not forcing it. Enjoy your breathing. Exhale for 4. One more time, take your time. Feel the grounded quality of the exhale. And bring yourself back to center. For Supta Baddha Konasana. So here you can do a little bridge up and use your hands to take your buttock flesh down towards your heels. So just scooping that under a little bit to find space in your low back. Bring your feet together and your knees apart with some awareness and care. So that can be any distance out. If you need supports under your legs, you can have blankets or blocks under both. Another choice, if this arches your back too much, is to hold your ankles. So just as long as you do the wide knees. And if you want, if your hands are free, you could do the interlace behind the skull, wide elbows as well. And then any frustration, releasing things that resonate, you can allow releasing here energetically. There are things out there, maybe outside of your own life, that can be frustrating to us in our everyday. Honor your feelings and let them go. They are impermanent like everything else. If you're counting, let go of counting. This may be one shape where adding softness might be welcome, especially if you have tightness in your legs or anywhere. letting gravity draw your knees towards the earth. Waves of breath. One more time, very slowly breathe. Follow the beginning of inhale energy all the way to stretched out fullness. A little more than you think you can. Release your exhale very slowly. Control it. Bravely go into emptiness. That is new moon at 2:30 tomorrow morning. New moon. Exhale empty. Release arms and legs. Take care of your body and come into Shavasana for rest. So any movement, any comfort items, blankets are so nice, aren't they? Use your blanket for some kind of support or love. Arrange so your spine is long and free, shoulder blades resting under the body. Even if you've tucked in your legs, let your feet relax outward a little bit. Let your hips relax. Invite your entire body to be still. And the parts that we have conscious control over, shoulders, knees, the space between your eyebrows, glabella, fingers, all softening. Breath free. It's in the belly, it's in the ribs, wherever it wants to be. Release any holding in your jaw. And invite any knots around your heart to soften. If this pose is hard for you, allowing this time for grounding and stilling gives us a solid foundation. Especially when we feel ungrounded by wind or activity. Let your body receive grounding. Allow a quality of spaciousness between your ears. Rest back in the fluid at the back of your skull. Gently bring your breathing awareness to the right side of your nose. Feel your nostril flare a little bit when you say its name, when you think its name, right side. Move your awareness to the left side of your nose and breathe there a few times. Prana follows the energy of awareness. Moving your vital energy with your breath, left side, once more. Both sides, reach down through your toes and up through your fingers. Exhale, release your breath and curl over to one side. Continue up to your seated position of choice. If you want to fold into a little thunderbolt today to mix it up, or cross legs or straight. Upright spine, pause a moment. Feel this is part of you and you created it. It's always there for you. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my creativity today.